Thank you very much, Ron. Good morning. Good morning. My name is Rusty Johnson, and my pronouns are he and him. And I always got to make sure I do a check. Can everyone hear me back there? I hope that you can hear me pretty well here. On behalf of this congregation, welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Huntsville. We acknowledge that we are on the traditional territory of indigenous peoples. Whether you have joined us through our live stream or you are here in our sanctuary, we are so glad to have you with us in this sacred time we choose to be together. We are an open community of learning, caring, and justice making. You are welcome here, every part of you, just the way you are. Our congregation is served by our minister, the Reverend Jaimie Dingus. She is available by contacting the Office for Pastoral Care and to answer questions about Unitarian Universalism. If you are a newcomer, please sign our guest book in the foyer to receive our weekly newsletter. Now, please also take a moment to silence your electronic devices. Now, if you have a joy, sorrow, or important milestone that you would like shared during our circle of candles and included in the pastoral prayer, please write it on the white cards in the pew in front of you and place it in the offering basket. For community news and events, check our email newsletter, Facebook page, and website. This week, we have this additional announcement. We will be sharing the plate today with the North Alabama Coalition for the Homeless, NACH. NACH is dedicated to reducing and preventing homelessness in the greater Huntsville area by providing education and assistance to individuals at risk of homelessness. NACH's primary objective is to help unsheltered and at-risk populations in Madison County find housing and prevent homelessness. Please consider giving generously to this important local organization. After our service, everyone is welcome to join us in the fellowship hall for coffee and potluck. Now, I would like to invite Lewis to ring the singing bowl to help us enter into the service more deeply. Finally, having gathered in a shared quest for truth, meaning, and purpose, let us light our chalice with these words by Deborah Burrell. Fire consumes and casts a bright light. May our chalice flame consume our regrets for the past, our fears about the future, and our worries about today. May it light for us a path of joy and peace. And now let us enter into this morning's service more deeply with music for centering, followed by our thread song.
Good morning. And Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Welcome back. My name is Reverend Jaimie Dingus. My pronouns are she and her, and I serve you as the minister here of the Unitarian Universalist Church of Huntsville. It is a gorgeous day to be gathered in community, to find inspiration and connection in this time together. Let's center into this service more deeply with these words by Kaikali Bordner. Come together again, gather in love, light the fire of hope, build the foundation. Blue flame emitting red sparks, commit together again. Gather in truth, light the fire of freedom, build the entryways. Continue together, again gather in community, light the fire of the future, build the shelter. In the light of one shared flame, we have gathered to celebrate the year ahead and to release what no longer serves us. May we enter into this time with love, hope, and truth. May we be shelter for all who would join us. Come, let us worship together and let us sing together. Our opening hymn is number 1000 in the Teal Hymnal. It might sound new to you today, but I think you're going to love it, so maybe it'll become your new favorite. That's the hope. May we embody the joy and hope of this new day together. Please rise in body or in spirit to sing hymn number 1000 in the Teal Hymnal, Morning Has Come. You may remain risen as we speak together our words of aspiration and sing our doxology in English and in Spanish. We'll sing that doxology first, and then once we get to those aspiration words, our new tradition is we turn toward one another and speak those words as words of promise and commitment to each other. Let's sing.
Every tongue.
the spirit of this church. May the quest for truth be its sacrament and service be its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, and to help one another in fellowship. This is our aspiration. You may be seated. And now our friend Kristen is going to come forward for our story for all ages. If you are a child or feeling just young at heart this morning and want to come forward for our story time, please come join us.
Morning. I'm not sure if this is on. It's not on. Okay. All right, I'll just speak really loud. I'm Kristen. My pronouns are she and her, and I'm so glad to be here with you this morning as we celebrate New Year's Day and oh, okay.
It's on now? Okay.
It's on? It's on? Oh, okay. It's on. All right. And also, my iPad is not doing that great. Is Mercury in retrograde? Is that? I thought that wasn't until next month or something. I'll have to check that again. All right. So, today, I found a book, and it's called After the Fall. And I'm going to need just a second because okay, that might work. Okay. It is working. All right, I am so sorry. Thank you for bearing with me as I learn this technology. Today is called After the Fall, and this is about Humpty Dumpty. And it's called How Humpty Dumpty Got Back Up Again. All right. My name is Humpty Dumpty. This up here was my favorite spot, high up on the wall. I know it's an odd place for an egg to be, but I love being close to the birds. Then one day, I fell. I'm sort of famous for that part. Folks called it the Great Fall, which sounds a little grand. It was just an accident, but it changed my life. Fortunately, all the king's men managed to put me back together. Well, most of me. There were some parts that couldn't be healed with bandages and glue. After that day, I became afraid of heights. I was so scared that it kept me from enjoying some of my favorite things. Look at all the fun cereal at the top. I just love that. And then all the there's cereal down here. It's titled Sad Clown cereal. It says, I walk past that wall every day, and I would think about climbing that ladder again. I really miss the birds and being high above the city, but I could never do it because I knew that accidents can happen. Eventually, I settled for watching the birds from the ground. It wasn't the same, but it was better than nothing. And then one day, an idea flew by. Making planes was harder than I thought, and it was easy to get cuts and scratches. But day after day, I kept trying and trying until I got it just right. My plane was perfect, and it flew like nothing could stop it. I hadn't felt that happy in a long time, and it wasn't the same as being up in the sky with the birds. but it was close enough. Unfortunately, accidents happen. They always do. Oh, his little plane flew off and he can't catch it. I almost walked away again, but then I thought about all the time I'd spent working on my plane and all the other things I'd miss. I decided I was going to climb that wall again. But the higher I got, the more nervous I felt. I didn't want to admit it. I was terrified. I didn't look up. I didn't look down. I just kept climbing, one step at a time, until I was no longer afraid. And maybe now you won't think of me as that egg who was famous for falling. Hopefully, you'll remember me as the egg who got back up and learned how to fly. And that's the end. And I just thought that was so cute. I know it, it doesn't talk anything about New Year's resolutions in particular, but it's about trying new things and not being afraid of failure, and also letting go of the things that don't work for you, Humpty Dumpty was afraid to get up on that wall, so he didn't. And then that wasn't serving him anymore because he had to eat sad clown cereal. So, just got to get up and try again. So thank you, everybody.
And you all can go back to your seats.
My name is Tim Miller, and my pronouns are he and him. Started going back to my elementary school days where the pronouns were he, she, it, right? Okay, I have this on my phone. I'll be good.
It starts right here if you want to.
Okay, we will have our offering in a minute here. UUCH's mission is that our inspirational, challenging, and diverse ministries will foster lifelong spiritual seeking and growth, strengthen the bonds of our community, support strong social justice action, welcome diversity, and let people know we are here. And we are working on a new mission statement, and we'll see what we end up with. If you would like to support us with a monetary contribution, we would be grateful. Your generosity helps us to keep the lights and air conditioning on, maintain our building and grounds, run our various ministries, pay our staff a fair wage, and support organizations that share our UU values. You can donate online using the QR code on your order of service, or you can put cash or check donations in the offering baskets. Please note on your check if your contribution is meant to be part of your pledge, or if you'd prefer it to be directed in another manner. If you're with us via Zoom, check out how to donate in the virtual order of service in the chat box. Completed Circle of Candles cards, which are the white cards in front of you, should also be placed in the offering baskets as they are passed. You are invited to come forward during this time and quietly drop a stone into the bowl of water here next to the ramp in honor of or in memory of what you hold in your heart. It is through your generosity that we continue to serve our mission here at UUCH. With gratitude, we now receive the offering.
Friends, will you join me now for a time of meditation, reflection, and prayer? Spirit of all, force of love, bending our universe ever toward justice, be with us in this time of prayer. Our lives have joys so bright they must be shared in community. Teresa and Tim Miller are joyfully sharing that they were so happy to have all their grandchildren together for one day for a late Christmas celebration last weekend. What a joy for you all. Melody Breyer is joyfully excited that she's finally gotten her grandson started back to college. Best of luck to your grandson. Ben DeLacy shares a big joy in the DeLacy household, the 14th anniversary for Deb and Sue's, and they got for them seeing or meeting each other for the first time, so their meet-iversary. They're currently in Atlanta to celebrate. We send joy and blessings to them. And our lives have sorrows that are heavy, that must be held in community. Laura Johnson shared that her sister-in-law's father passed away a few weeks ago from Parkinson's disease. He's no longer in pain, but we're all sad that it happened right before Christmas and he didn't get to spend more time with his family. We hold you, Laura, and your whole family. And our world has complexity, that goods, the bads, the mixed together, the uncertain. Jane Welty shares that after spending a week in the hospital and 3 weeks in rehab, Jane will move to assisted living for dementia care at Regency Retirement Village on Tuesday. A blessing, of peace and comfort for Jane as she makes this transition. Tim Miller shares in relief that his heart test this week is over and that it showed no problems. Yeah. We're all grateful for this news, Tim, and Tim shares gratitude for the loving care he's received and gratitude to Teresa for staying with him the whole time. Alex Chingo shares, I'm friends with a trans couple in Nevada whose families don't accept them. Until recently, they were homeless and unsafe. Now they have a place to stay, but are struggling to find stable work to pay rent. Their transportation is unreliable. They have the will to survive, but life keeps getting in the way and daring them to give up. I'm helping them, but it never feels like I can do enough. For this family, this blessed family that deserves love and care and an opportunity to thrive. And for each of us when we find ourselves trying to help and unable to do enough. We hold you in our heart, Alex. And Holly and Peyton share that Holly's dad, Peyton's granddad, has returned home after open heart surgery while on vacation in North Carolina. We're so thankful for the UUCH love we received while dealing with this turmoil. It is good to have community when things are so challenging. We honor what has been shared. We hold each other in that sharing, in those joys, those sorrows, those mixed bag blessings. We claim that love and compassion are what knit us together in beloved community. We hope for a world transformed by our care. For all this, may we now say, blessed be and amen. And now we'll sing in response, Meditation on Breathing, number 1009. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Our reading this morning is entitled Resolutions by the Reverend Julian Jamaica Soto. This year, I resolve not to solve for X where X is beyond the limits of myself and of my soul. That is, I won't be solving for your positive regard, nor your opinion, really. I won't be fixing what did not invite integrity, nor will I assume that a wound wants healing. Building a new world calls for more than the low and heavy fruit. It is an everyone, all in mission in which the difference between who we are and who we say we are is not a place of shame. It is a fertile ground of growth. Remembering that in the words of an imagined character exploring uncharted worlds, no matter your shame, gather your strength. Know this, the truth will shrink and heal that shame. One day, it will all fall away. The difference between who we are and who we say we are is not a place of shame. It is a fertile ground of growth. In this year, my prayer is that we continue to grow together. Friends, welcome to 2024. This will be an important year in the life of our congregation. This year, we will commit to a new mission and vision statement to guide our work and ministry. This year, we will hopefully, fingers crossed, fix the damaged beams of our building so that our meeting place can support us for generations to come. This year, we will share our talents and treasures together and take good care of one another through the ups and downs of life. This year, we will try new experiments. We will learn new lessons. We'll make some mistakes. We will trust new leaders. We will change and we will grow. And in each of our lives, this new year brings changes and milestones too. I wonder if there are any milestones coming up for you this year. Raise your hand if you have a milestone birthday coming up this year. Ooh, we got some big ones. Or perhaps a big anniversary. Perhaps this is the year you send a child off to college for the first time, or officially become empty nesters. Perhaps this is the year you send a child off to kindergarten for the first time. Another milestone indeed. Maybe this is the year you retire, the year you start over, the year you make the big career switch or finally take up that dream hobby. Maybe this is the year that you resolve to good boundaries and deeper authenticity, where you resolve not to solve for X, where X is beyond the limits of yourself and your soul. And maybe you have no idea what will change and happen for you this year, but instead you are open-hearted to the mystery and possibility this season may bring. Friends, my prayer for each of you is that this year be filled with opportunities for joy and rest, for challenge and comfort, for novelty and routine. And I've found for myself, anytime I want to move forward into a new season of life, I have to accept that the new comes through an ending, a death, an intentional leaving behind. We cannot bring everything with us. It would be far too heavy to carry. And so as we move from the old year to the new year, we take stock. We look around at what served us so well in the old year and say thank you. Friends, we're getting asked for more volume, and that's not something I can change down here. Can you bump up the volume up there? Thanks. All right. We look around at what served us so well in the old year and say thank you. We look around at what we unearthed and discovered and decide where it must go next. We look around at the heavy weights we finally shook off, and we leave them gratefully in the old year. What no longer serves burns away, and what is needed is reborn in the ashes. So have people believed for generations. In mythology traditions from the ancient Greeks, Romans, Egyptians, Arabian peoples, ancient China, there is a symbol for this cycle. It is the rising phoenix. The phoenix, that great eagle-like bird, soars across the skies. It lives its life cycle, and when it becomes old, it burns to ash. And from that ash, a new baby phoenix emerges, ready to live again, changed. Its wings, its powers, all renewed by fire. This story of the phoenix isn't a singular culture story. I looked it up, and there are remnants of this phoenix image in so many places around our world. And though ornithologists lack consensus on what real bird it might have been based on, the image and the legend continues in modern stories like Harry Potter and poetic references and pop songs. We find that phoenix alive and dead and alive again and again. So why is the phoenix so ubiquitous in our culture? I think it is because it maps so well onto our own experiences of life and death, of challenge and triumph, of hope and renewal. This morning, we will have an opportunity to leave things behind, burnt in the ashes of the phoenix, And we'll have an opportunity to set intentions, hopes and promises that, like feathers or flames, will lift and lighten us into the year ahead. But first, I'd invite us to look backwards. Last year, we entered 2023 with a visit from our religious education consultant, Sandra Greenfield. We hope to see more programming and more joy for our children and families. Friends, look what we've accomplished. A big thank you to Kristen and our dedicated CYRE teachers for making it happen and for seeing what this past year has brought and what this next year might bring. Last year, we began our social justice challenge where every group and team was encouraged to do a project and to be of service. And so many of you stretched out of your comfort zones and did something kind for your community. And so many of our neighbors were helped. Last year, we had a wide variety of important community conversations. We thought together about how to welcome people whose neurotypes fall all over the spectrum. We thought about how we use our money to change systems and impact our community. We thought about accessibility and inclusion. We thought about how to be bold in our values and honor each person's need for physical safety. The conversations were hard, and we are so much wiser for it. I can only imagine how much kinder and wiser we will be in this year and the years to come. The progress itself is a blessing. In our congregation, and I suspect, I hope in your own lives, you had some triumphs in this past year. And I don't know about you, but maybe there were some mistakes made too. I know there were some in my life. In moments of stress, I responded with rigidity instead of compassion. I know I forgot a couple of things that were really important. I had to scramble and beg favors and make do and apologize again and again. I bet you did too. I bet we all will again this year. At the new year, we celebrate the triumphs of the old year and the hope of the new year, and we look honestly at the truth of that old year, flaws and all. In this reflection, we can choose to let go of guilt and shame that would hold us back. The difference between who we are and who we say we are is not a place of shame, but fertile ground for growth. And in this place of love and care, we surely grow together. And it takes forgiveness, and it takes letting go, and it takes moving forward once again in love. And so we're going to pause for a moment to sing a hymn. It's number 1037 in your teal hymnal, but we're going to remain seated. This hymn is a litany of forgiveness and renewal. And the way it's going to work is you will sing the refrain that Tim's going to lead as I speak the words. And it just kind of goes back and forth in an echo pattern all the way through. Ron, will you teach us how to sing that refrain?
Forgive ourselves and each other. We begin again in love. Forgive ourselves and each other. We begin again in love. For remaining silent when a single voice would have made a difference. We forgive ourselves and each other. We begin again in love. For each time that our fears have made us rigid and inaccessible. We forgive ourselves and each other. We begin again.
time that we have struck out in anger without just cause. We forgive ourselves and each other. We begin again in love. For each time that our greed has blinded us to the needs of others, we forgive ourselves and each other. We begin again in love. For the selfishness that set us apart and alone, we forgive ourselves in each other. We begin again in love. For falling short of the admonitions of the Spirit, we forgive ourselves and each other. We begin again in love. For losing sight of our unity, we forgive ourselves and each other. We begin again in love. For those and for so many acts, both evident and subtle, which have fueled the illusion of separateness, we forgive ourselves and each other. We begin again in love. So let's begin again in love. As we mark the end of the old year, to start the new, we use the element of fire, and we have a ritual together. A flame rises, heat purifies, fire's innate power to warm and keep alive, or to burn and destroy, makes it the symbol we turn to in this time. It flickers and smokes, putting out heat and light to comfort and guide us on. And we are reminded once again what is most important to us: our families, our health, our friendships, our community. We are reminded that we can access forgiveness, and we can begin again in love whenever we need to. And so we come to the end of this year. We thank it for what it taught us. We mourn it for what it took from us. We promise to take forward the lessons, the many calls to justice and action, the reminder that we are intimately responsible to each other. And we take stock of who we are now and how we want to go forward. And we remember that image of the phoenix, mythic bird renewed by fire, rising from ashes once again. I'd invite you now to look towards the inside of your pews, kind of towards that center aisle, and you might find some feathers. They're going to be orange and red and yellow. If you see some feathers, lift them up. Wave some feathers at me. Ah, perfect, you have them. Lovely. And you might also see some blackish gray blob shapes. Those are your ashes. I'd invite you to tell me how you might cut an ash out of paper. That's what I came up with. We're going to take a few moments of meditation and some musical meditation time. And I'd invite you to take those pencils or a pen that might be in your purse. There's pencils in the pew backs. And pick a feather or an ash or both. Take some time to reflect on what you need to let burn away. On the ashes, you can write down what needs to be gone, what you are leaving behind in 2023. And on the feathers, write an intention, a hope, perhaps a source of strength that you are bringing into the new year. The feathers are what you are bringing through that renewal into this new time together. So we'll take a few moments to write on our feathers and our ashes, and then after that, we'll come and add them to our phoenix. And as you have your ashes that you will leave behind and your feathers, I'd invite you to take that ash and crumple it into a little ball. Do a little crumple together. And now, if you'd like to come forward, we're going to tape our phoenix feathers on our phoenix and leave the ashes around the center bowl of flame. So come forward. Yep. Yeah. There's another roll of tape there too, so you can. We're gonna stick them around the bowl. Yep. Piece of tape for your. You're welcome. Thank you. I'm gonna hand you a piece of tape, maybe. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, there you go. Go for it. Yep. At some point, yeah. Just not in this service because it'll smoke up the room.
Wait, are these supposed to be negative or positive things?
Just glue it on up. It's all good. I'm gonna give you a little piece of tape. There you go. Thank you, Brad. Yep. Can you hold it back here? Great. In or around the bowl, not in the flame specifically, because that would be bad. There's a.
Oh, it's right there. Sorry.
Okay, great. You're welcome. Thank you. Hey, Mary. Thank you. Ooh, there you go. Hey. Your hair looks incredible, Saoirse. So fun. There you go. It's a little piece of tape. Okay. I like it. Do you want some tape for your... Thank you. You're welcome. Oh my goodness. Yep. You're welcome. Yep. Thank you, Jake. Oop, there you go. Hey. I have tape. Alright. Thank you, thank you. Hey, buddy. There you go. Sounds good. Thank you. Hey, Ed. It's okay. It's okay. It's all good. Not in the bowl, around the bowl. Perfect.
Always works.
So that's why we had sand. No. No, because that will cause the fire department to be here. Some people did. I told them not to. Yeah. Yeah, so the ashes go around the bowl and the feathers go on the board. Thank you. Yep. So you got two, right? Okay, gotcha. There you go. Beautiful. Keeps getting stuck to me. All right. No, not for real. Not for real in there. Please don't actually set it on fire. The feathers of this phoenix will rise, these hopes, these prayers, these intentions for the new year, and the ashes scattered around its feet will be fully burned after the service. May what you have released here be forever gone from your spirit and cease to trouble you. May what you have set as an intention stay with you and strengthen you and wing you forth throughout this new year. May you be brave and authentic in this blessed new season, and may love always guide your way. Please rise in body or in spirit to sing hymn number 131 in the gray hymnal, Love Will Guide Us.
Let us now take a moment to extinguish our chalice with these words from George Kimmich Beach. In the mystery of life about us, there is light. It gives us a place to be, to grow, to rejoice together. It opens the pathways to love. In this place of friendship, there's freedom. Let the light we kindle go before us, strong in hope, wide in goodwill, inviting the day to come.
Thank you all. Friends, our worship service now comes to a close. I will be at the back of the sanctuary to greet you, and you're invited to stick around after the service for coffee and conversation and our first potluck of 2024. Yay, woo, potluck! Just a reminder, if you forgot to bring something and you're hungry, stay and eat anyways. Totally fine. And if you're trying to make conversation and don't really quite know where to start, you might ask someone what they're looking forward to in this new year. We'll leave this sacred time with these parting words. Today we leave the old year behind, in ashes, in memories, in lessons learned, in calls to care. Today we welcome the new year, in hope, in anticipation, in deep joy and set intentions. May we each rise like the phoenix to meet this new day. Amen, blessed be, and we'll go out singing our rite of community, 1039, Be Thou With Us.
Be thou with us now and always, now and always. Blessed be.
Blessed be, and amen.